Record after 50 games. He gets the start tonight, so he wants to keep this going. 14-0-1 consecutive starts.
He has set standards for unbeaten and consecutive wins by a quarterback. In trouble here, and the pass falls incomplete. Pressure was on from Eric Martin, a newcomer out of Nebraska who had a game or two in Winnipeg earlier this year.
Take a look. He's going to work on Randy Richards. I mentioned Dan Faderkyle is dressed tonight, but not starting at tackle. Randy Richards will get a test from Sean Lemon and the boys up front.
2nd and 10. Pressure on again. Ducking out of there and getting it away. It's Anthony Parker, who didn't have a catch 11 days ago in Toronto, but has a big one here for 21 and a first down.
One of the reasons that Dave Dickinson is comfortable starting Bo Levi Mitchell, even though they've locked up first place in the division, is that Bo knows how to protect himself and escape trouble. I mean, he does this better than any quarterback in the league. Just buys himself time. Nice little spin move out of the pocket there. Got him outside, and he finds Anthony Parker.
So first down at the Argo 52. Fake inside and a slant pattern complete. DeMar Jordan has the catch. And it looks like he's got another Stamps first down.
Get to that wide field. There's 4 receivers to that side. And right in that middle on the play action. Quick little slant route. Inside of Thomas Gordon.
Jordan had 117 in his first meeting against Toronto. Set up the screen here. Torrey Harrison gets buried at the 40, which was the line of scrimmage, and Eric Martin has been active. He goes on defense.
He has, but I'm already, taking a look at this offense for Calgary early in this one. Keep in mind, last week against Montreal, Bo was sacked 4 times. I mean, it's been 18 all season, 14 after 15 games. Going into last week, sacked 4 times. The Argo D-line is getting some penetration. They're getting up the field. He's has to escape a couple of times already in this game.
2nd and 10. Argo's offside. Free play. Taking a shot. Incomplete. Intended for Nixon on the post.
Dave Dickinson does not want the front runner in a big way for MOP in the league to take too many hits tonight.
Offside. Toronto number 93. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Mentioned Martin was active. He was too active that time. Ahead of the snap.
Yeah, free play got caught in the hard count from Mitchell.
Ricky Foley missing another game with a foot injury. So 2nd and 5. Harrison in the backfield. Quickly to Durant. It's a first down. Bumped up by Devin Smith. Durant without a catch last week, but a pair in the first quarter against Toronto.
You need 5, go to 7. Make your break just past that first down marker, so when you come back a half a step, you're still a yard beyond the chains, and you get a new set of downs.
In that stuttered count, but this time it's early movement on the Stampeder line.
Procedure. Calgary number 68. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Well, guys like Lamar Durant and Anthony Parker should see the ball a little bit more tonight with Marquay McDaniel out of the lineup tonight. Marquay McDaniel, the go-to guy for Bo Levi Mitchell, especially on 2nd down, leads the team and was in the top 5 in the league 2nd down catches.
Cam Thorne making his 3rd start of the year at left guard in place of the injured Shane Berkman tonight. And it's 1st and 15. They'll reset the clock. Last week, only 315 yards of offense against Montreal. The previous 4 games, 5 of the 6 prior to that, well over 400, which is the norm for Calgary. So 1st and 15 on the draw play. And it's Harrison down to the 30. Corey Greenwood has had a terrific year, leads the Argos in tackles with 58.
Playing that middle linebacker spot in this defensive set, just scrapes to the ball, makes a nice tackle on the draw. 9 tackles last week against Saskatchewan for Corey Greenwood.
Yeah, those numbers would be way higher if he hadn't missed 6 with a knee injury. So 2nd and long, here comes Heat. Mitchell throws as he was running and almost intercepted Devin Smith, closest man to the football. And once again, the Argo defense stiffens and the field goal unit comes on.
Well, double safety look. Matt Black's back in the game at free safety. Jermaine Gabriel, who is normally a safety and in for Black. Mitchell doesn't recognize him playing up in the linebacking spot, and he shoots the B-gap. That flushes Mitchell out of the pocket, and he has to just try and throw it into an open area.
Lay off the center's head.
So from 37 out, Paredes has his 2nd of the night. And it's a 1-point Argo lead. Ricky Ray gets set to return. We'll have more on the veteran quarterback.
They are trading 4th quarter touchdowns in Ottawa. Henry Burris, Ernest Jackson, his 2nd of the game. They missed the extra point. Back come the Ticats. CJ Gable takes it in. They do get the extra point. 33, just minutes to play at TD Plays. Back to CC and Suits.
And the pickup will be 8.
I really like that play call.
Chris, Ricky Ray told me prior to the game that when his playing career is all said and done, he wouldn't mind joining the coaching ranks. Now, Ray as a player in more recent years has spent much too much time on the sideline to his liking, and it's all been due to injury. But that time has given him a chance to see the game from a different perspective, an aspect of the game where he believes that he would enjoy it and excel at it. Now, we all know that Ricky Ray is one of the best at executing a game plan, so there should be little doubt that he has the ability to create a great game plan as well. And we also know, gentlemen, that Ricky Ray wouldn't be the first elite quarterback from his generation to join the coaching ranks.
No, he just has to look to the other sidelines to see what Dave Dickinson's done. Incompletion on that pass intended for Brian Jones. Broken up by Deontay Evans.
2 similar guys there, too. Guys who understand the game. Cerebral quarterbacks that can break down the defense, read the coverage.
Got to keep those guys in the game. 2nd and 10. Pressure was on, and he hurried the throw and took a hit at the end from Derek Wigan. So back-to-back 2 and outs for the Argo offense after that quick start.
Like Alex Singleton went on a blitz, and he was picked up on that blitz by Brandon Whitaker. Just got enough of him to push him past Ray, and then Ray gets hit. Couldn't find an open receiver in time.
Flags are still shouldn't really be an advantage for either side here tonight. Another good kick by Hairolahu, 53-yarder. And a flag down on that return by Nixon up to the 40.
Boy, this is a trend, too. The former quarterbacks that become coaches start in as quarterback coaches. Sometimes in Dave Dickinson's case, he was a running back coach, moved up, became a coordinator, moved up from there. First year as a head coach, the former quarterback.
Illegal block. Calgary number 43. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's the best record in CFL history. 14 wins with a couple more up for grabs for Dave Dickinson. And again, I think there's a real comparison to be made between he and Ricky Ray. John Hufnagel, also a former quarterback that preceded Dave Dickinson and came back to Canada in 2008 here in Calgary.
Max Carana, young linebacker out of Concordia, called for the illegal block, and that backs up the Stampeders. They go back on the ground, and there's Jerome Messam, who started things off in the first quarter with a big run. And that's the end of the opening quarter of play. And the visiting Argos have a 1-point lead on the touchdown to Brandon Whitaker. Rich Stubler's defense makes Calgary settle for 2 field goals, and Devon Claybrook's defense dug in after that opening touchdown drive by Toronto.
Yeah, take a look at the 64 passing yards for the Toronto Argonauts. That was all in the first drive. Ricky Ray looked sharp coming off that 6-game injured list. And I mentioned it off the top, but in the 16 games that Calgary has played, 13 of them they've had the lead after the first quarter, sometimes a pretty good lead. This game they don't. That's something they're not used to.
And they had 35 points in the first half back on October the 10th. So it's obviously a different game, but did Claybrooks change the way he handled defensively Ricky Ray after the first drive?
Yeah, absolutely. They started sending a little bit more pressure, which forced Toronto and Ray offensively to bring in more protection. What that does is it takes a couple of receivers out of the pass routes.
2nd and 6 for the Stamps. A lot of time for Mitchell and an open receiver. It's Tavares Daniels up over midfield. What a season he's having as he closes in on 800 receiving yards, on pace for 1,359. We've got an injured Stampeder, and that's something Dave Dickinson doesn't want to hear tonight.
Boy, the anticipation on that throw from Mitchell to Daniels, just outstanding. Let's take a look. It looks like it's Pierre Lavertu who went down. He's your center. And officials immediately calling for the sideline from the Calgary Stampeders. Gets to see his teammate rolled into him, Derek Dennis.
Just his 8th game of the year. So he's battled injuries. Many of the Stamps on the offensive line have. In fact, they've had 9 different starters this season. Lavertu in obvious pain. So they'll have to make adjustments. Spencer Wilson will likely have to move back to center, where he has played at times this year, and they're going to need a cart, it would appear, for the big guy out of Laval. And Quinn Smith may have to return to duty on the offensive line. He'd be their 10th offensive line. Shaw Road to the Grey Cup continues with doubleheader action tomorrow. The penultimate game at Mosaic. Riders trying to continue their hot winning ways of late, and a huge matchup in the West. Eskimos and Lions as the battle for home field in the Western semifinal rages on.
Well, it's been a tough year for Pierre Lavertu.
So Brad Erdos comes into the game. Actually, Cam Thorne will move to center. Messam straight ahead. Another huge hole. Off and running again as he slices his way down to the 30.
Well, I don't envy Aaron Berry. He's the corner that after Jerome Messam had all that momentum, changes in the O-line, and what does Dave Dickinson do? He calls a running play to let the O-line, with their changes, Cam Thorne playing center, comes up and he gets the middle linebacker, Kyler Ellsworth, but he lets the O-line drive off on their first play, and that's a truck coming downfield on Aaron Berry.
Truck has 73 yards, and he didn't even play the second series of the game. Look at him rip it up again. Putting that Toronto defense into the meat grinder. 15 more for Messam, who, as we mentioned on the first carry tonight, set a new personal best for a season.
Going over that left side. Gets a nice block there from Spencer Wilson. That's how you let an O-line who's just had to go through a couple of changes due to injury. Let him settle in. Go ahead and run block.
88 for Messam in the first half. This time they fake it to him. Toss complete. Jordan down to the 1. Matt Black with the touchdown saving hit.
2 big running plays in a row forces play action. You have to go and react to Jerome Messam defensively after those 2 big runs from Messam. That's what Ellsworth did. Got out of the throwing lane, and Bo Levi Mitchell throws it right in behind those linebackers.
Andrew Buckley checks in. 1 touchdown away from a chance to tie a CFL record. He drops the football in trouble, and it's batted away. It'll be ruled an incompletion, and Buckley did well to at least avoid a big loss of yardage.
Well, it was a heads-up play, first of all, by Andrew Buckley, because after he fumbles with the snap, and now he's just trying to not take the loss, but he also got lucky. I mean, he was trying to throw it away, but if that ball tips up and not down, the Argos are going the other way with it.
Record for touchdowns by Canadian quarterback is 8. Russ Jackson did that in 1962, and Andrew Buckley has just tied it.
Couple running plays over that left side, including this one. Good push by Spencer Wilson. Left tackle Derek Dennis.
So Buckley the touchdown, and they'll go for 2 as they often do. 11 of 20 on the season on these 2-point tries. Mitchell comes back in. Other game remains tied, under a minute to go in Ottawa. Fake to Messam. It'll be Durant for 2. Seven-point lead for the Stampeders. Argos still haven't found a way to stop the go trade. Jerome Messam plowing his way to another 100-yard game. Join us at halftime for the GMC Precision Playbook. Tonight's suit shows us how quarterbacks manage the pocket. Bo Levi Mitchell shows you that.
Yeah, this is on basically Precision Playbook on Bo Levi Mitchell. Best in the business at it. Lots of quarterbacks can do it, but I think the best in the game is Mitchell.
And no matter how many changes on that offensive line, those guys help set a pretty good pocket for number 19.
Well, and opened up holes in that last drive to Jerome Messam.
7 plays, a 90-yard touchdown drive. Devin Wiley on the return for the Argos, and he's unable to reach the 30-yard line. Dexter Janke led the surge downfield for Calgary.
Yeah, I think it looks like Calgary may be alternating between Messam and Harrison. It was Messam's turn, and he took full advantage. A couple big runs in that drive for Messam. That opens up play action to throw in behind those running plays, and then Buckley finishes it off the left side of the old line. Again, Spencer Wilson, an all-star up front.
Messam 7 of 88, and when he's not carrying it, he's been a fixture in that play action fake. Penalty down as Brandon Whitaker is dropped close to the 40-yard line. It would be a first down for Toronto. Looks like another injured Stampeder. Priority 1 is to win. Priority 2 is to get out of here unscathed in the injury department, but we've seen Lavert 2 fall, and now it's Jamar Wall, 5-year veteran at defensive half.
Offside, 95 Calgary. That penalty be declined. First down.
So Jagarrett Davis offside. He had a huge game in Toronto, and Wall under his own steam.
Yeah,
Heads to the sidelines. That's good news.
Looks like he'll be okay. He actually jogged to the sideline. He'll have to sit out 3 plays. Training staff came out to get him.
First down, and they hand off to Whitaker, trying to get outside, and with some extra effort is able to get over the 40 for 4 yards as we rejoin Jermaine Franklin.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, Pierre Lavertu has an injury to his left ankle, and it doesn't look good. He was in tears, and you know it's not just about the injury. It's about continuing to be a part of this team. We saw the exact same sort of reaction with the middle linebacker, Deron Mayo, last week. He is carted to the dressing room. He is not likely to return, and we'll see about the rest of the season.
Yeah, I had the same thought, the emotion of not just the injury, but being taken away from this magical season. There is a completion for short yardage. Osaki Odiasi came into the game in place of the injured Jamar Wall and put a quick stop on that play. 5 yards for Brian Jones, and 3rd and a yard, and the Argos are going to go for it.
Bring in short yardage. Ricky Ray will sit this one out, this play.
Dan Lefebvre comes in. Argos 18 of 21 on 3rd and shorts. And I'm not sure. Didn't look like he got it. Depends on where forward progress is given, and it.
I got the spot.
Lefebvre gets up. I think he was looking for a face mask call. It looked like somebody might have grabbed the grill.
Yeah, it looked like it was Odiasi. Looked like it was Odiasi, Chris, going up over the top.
It's going to require a measurement, but boy, it didn't look like he got a good push. Didn't get it. Doesn't get much closer.